Alrighty, what's going on YouTube? Just quick explanation real quick because I just found out this game jumps right into gameplay without any kind of thing before this. So when I hit A right here, it's going to start talking and I'm going to be quiet so you can hear it and learn some of the story. Real quick, this is called This is the Police, where you play a police chief who is supposedly about to retire and you have to choose, do you want to play good and do what the cops want you to do, or would you rather play to make money so you can retire? I believe is how it is. I haven't played it yet, but hopefully that's how it goes. Um, if you're wondering, I'm trying out my mic a little bit different this time. Hopefully you can still hear me pretty good. And yeah, so I'm gonna hit A, and it's gonna go right into gameplay with him talking. So hopefully you enjoy that.
Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
Alrighty, so that was the opening cutscene right there. And by the way, most of these videos are going to be about 15 to 20 minutes long. I know the longer you go into videos, the less likely people are going to keep watching them all the way through. So I'm going to try and keep them about 15 to 20 minutes. And there's going to be a day in between each episode, most likely. So if you're looking at wanting to give any opinions on it, when I post one video, I'll be recording the next one the next day to get it ready. So just leave your comments down below. But let's get into playing. All of these are going to be like what's going on in the world. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation. I believe I'm Jack Boyd. Mark War II to be shown in Freeburg the day before the worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request. And Mayor Rogers is a sex maniac. That's not good. But again, hopefully you enjoy these. I think I'm going to like this game a lot. I've tried to do Let's Plays before and kind of quit on them. But the reason being for those didn't have the time. But now I have quite a bit of time and I'm going to try and do it.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher.
Another quick thing about this, I have more time to do it. These be decent length, and I'm going to keep them coming. I really am going to enjoy this game.
This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. And I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them.
I'm going to try and avoid talking the cutscenes. There's a lot of cutscenes at the beginning of this game, but as you get farther, they just let you play.
I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
I'm going to read these. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? Surprise. The mayor discussed it with me. I've been expecting the bullshit from the mayor. What's the difference? Do you already know the name of your successor? I think it's a new man. I think it'll be the department veteran. Who cares? And no. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered you a position, would you change your mind? Perhaps. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you know anything or have to say about this? I don't know. Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be a reason behind his retirement? Possibly. The reason I'm going to read some of these is I know that
How's the back today, Mr.
I know that some of the people watching this may not be able to read it fast enough to keep up with what decisions I'm going to make, so I'd rather read it. For one, I'll be saying it, so you'll be able to keep up with it, and if you decide you want to read it, you have plenty of time to do so. And I don't want to talk to his cutscenes, because that way you can get most of the story. So if there's a lot of silence in this video, that's why. But coming up in the next few episodes, I'll definitely be, giving my opinion a little bit more on the game and trying to help you with anything that y'all have left in comments as questions.
As usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick.
Bit of a pill popper. And a smoker. Holy crap, he's gonna die.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man."
I'll do my best.
"And quit smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it soon."
Think this a-hole's in with the mafia. Whoa. What in the world? This took a quick turn.
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
That's safe to say this is not a kid-friendly game. Could have told you that by the strippers, but now that, and whatever that is. Head of Culture Department owns villa in Italy. Civil servants' wages won't be raised this year. Cleanness of city streets increased by 20%. So I've got about 3 or 4 minutes left. This video might go on a little longer than the 15 to 20, because I kind of want to get some gameplay in.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Would you like to receive tips on how the game works? I'm a 6-year-old police chief a few months away from retirement. I don't need anyone telling me how to do my job. Yeah, let's get some tips. Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignment into shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress. Detectives continue to investigate when you can freely move employees between shifts. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policeman. A figure around 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those whose professionalism is considered higher than average are a safe bet. Even in a pinch, an individual's level of professionalism may rise or fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired the policemen are. The less energy you people have, the less reliable their work, and a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make critical error on the job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can take the day off. While others like to drink too much, you can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. Alrighty, so less reliable, more reliable. That's not looking too good. He's not a good guy. Okay, just saying. So I've not played this at all. I'm gonna go through one day of this, I'm assuming, and then I'll call it a quit for this video, and I'll come back tomorrow and hopefully get through a couple days in one. I don't know how fast these days go, but responding to calls in the bread and butter of the police work. You'll need to send your officers to crime scenes before the timer expires. Mark on the map shows you where the call came from. The further away the destination from the police station, the longer it takes your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to click that. I don't, nope. Let's. Oh, okay, you hit in left trigger for that. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units are allowed to send them on call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. The number of slots is the only thing considered. Any available information from the location, crime scene, the presence of the weapons, and so on. All this can tell you how seriously each should be taken. A mission might look simple at first glance, until it turns out into a brutal meat grinder, where a serious call can come in out of to be a false alarm. Married couple excited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot back over a homeless man who'd been digging through the trash. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he had hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly ran away. So I'm gonna try and send a good and bad. I don't really know. Yeah, the time's going really quick. I don't know what time the shift ends, but once this day's over, that'll be the end of this one. Oh, got another one. Fight. The last picture shows theater. Theater manager reports that during show Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard. I forgot to do something. This video may get a copyright on it because I forgot that does happen. He violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater security guard. Let's send. Okay, for some reason it won't let me pick a person. We'll go with 210 and Mrs. 90. But I had to turn down the audio because you will get a copyright ban on some of this music. Hopefully that wasn't one of the songs. I do know a couple people who play this game. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminal, nobody dies. But the truth is, sometimes the criminal manages to escape. Just try to avoid dead cops or civilian. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and dead citizens bother mayor even more than living ones. Vander call, officers unharmed. Yeah, so a thing about this is the music can be copyrighted. I found out what music on here you can play. I'm not sure if that's it though. Officers caught, officers unharmed, and civilians are unharmed. And as they get better, their level goes up, I assume. Armed with shotguns robbed a videotape store, made off with a whole collection of adult movies. The criminals fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Well, you're going and you're going, because that's a serious crime. Alrighty. I've got some just got some back. A brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and our security guard is off duty tonight. Okay, so that's not really a bad one. So, or at least I hope it's not. Next thing I know, they're going to come out with a gun and shoot each other. So again, so far what I've learned from this game, it is not a kid's game. I forgot that there was a lot of cussing in this and other things of that nature. Just remember that when I watched it. We got some cops. Passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician and then run away with his guitar and money. For that one, we'll send you and you. When cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you how to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on stuff. Plenty of other problems on your table. Vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room. That's nasty. Turn on the sirens, shout them house is surrounded, sneak into the house, knock the door open up police. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Ooh. So I'm guessing there's a bad pick to all of those whenever you do them. If you pick incorrectly, maybe somebody will get hurt or something like that. Offenders escaped. Officer was unharmed. She lost 10 points. That really sucks. I did not. Okay. But I guess that makes sense. If there's 2 of them and... yeah, they're probably too good. And I'm sorry, but Officer Price down here looks like she's old enough to be my great-grandma. Dang. Officers unharmed. They each lost 10. That sucks. I need to start working on this a little bit better. If this is day... oh, okay. So the shift ends at 20. At, well, 20, which would be 8 o'clock at night. I guess you have to wait on all cops to get back. Yep. Once all cops get back, can click in the right stick for end of the day. That's a little weird. If you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime. But if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Alrighty. So, right here. Oh.
Used to be, when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point, every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission.
Crap.
And his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sans people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
Alrighty, and we're going to call it a quit right there. We'll call it a quit on this menu so you can read these if you want. I will be coming back with another episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. This one is going to be a little longer. It's probably going to run to about 26. But I'll try and keep them 20 minutes and below from now on. But I want to get through all that, and I don't want to cut them off. So you know this game goes 180 days. We're on day 3 now. If you like the series, let me know, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to keep posting this no matter what, due to the fact that I don't think I'm going to enjoy this game. And hopefully you guys do too. So please just comment and subscribe, and let me know how you like this game. And I'll keep it going. Thanks for watching.